Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be checking out 5 centimeters per second, an anime movie from Makoto Shinkai, I believe is his name. Pretty prolific film director in Japan. He's done a lot of amazing movies. I've seen a couple of them, but I do have a few that I haven't seen before, and this has been on my plan to watch for quite a long time, honestly, since it came out. But this was actually recommended by one of you guys in the comments below. I'll put it up here, but Raj Deep. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any other movies or series that you'd love me to react to or check out in the future, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I might not always get to it, or it might take a while, but as long as it's something I'd be willing to watch, I would definitely check it out. But let's not waste too much more time, get right into this movie. If you are new to my channel, this is more of a watch along than a reaction, so if you would like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with my copy. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and then read the subtitles below me to follow along. But I'll just give us a countdown and then we can get right into this movie. Very excited. Okay, I'll give us a countdown. 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, let's get it. I don't know what to really expect besides this being like a drama, romance type of series, and I think it has to deal with separation or something like that. Long distance, maybe. 5 centimeters per second, what? Oh, is that a real thing? I was wondering what the title was in reference to. About that stuff. Oh, don't remind me of the snow. I'm done with it. Oh, the colors though. Like the pink from the cherry blossoms and then the lighting on the characters and just like that. Okay, she made it across. I've watched too many dark anime. That train crossing freaked me out. Together next year. Oh, do they not get to see it together? That would be tragic. And I do believe this. Oh, it's been a long time. Yeah. This is like 3 like mini episodes combined into one, I think. Asphalt hot enough to melt. Oh God. Almost shimmered. She's quite the writer. She's got quite the way with her writing. It's been 6 months. Mm, I'm sure he does. Oh, they're actually talking back and forth. That's good. I was worried they weren't going to see each other for a long time or even communicate. Well, I'm very excited to see how. Oh, he's moving as well. There is something wholesome about sending letters back and forth, but not being actually in someone's life is hard. Really brings a separation little by little. Music's very nice too. I also do know that as far as I'm aware in Japanese culture, um writing and putting onto paper a lot of like your emotions and feelings and think is like very important. That was an incredible shot of it lighting up. Hasn't snowed in Tokyo. uh it's so interesting meeting these characters like this through the letters because you almost get the feeling of not fully knowing everything. Um, Pretty far, huh? But yeah, I feel like it really increases like the way you see the characters from the other's perspective. Farther than usual. Oh God. And we're just gonna. I feel like we're just gonna see them grow further and further apart. Is he making plans though? I think that was him that was drawing. Oh, the atmospherics and like landscape and city shots and everything look very beautiful. Oh, they're meeting up on the 4th. Oh, now there's 6 months passed. But yeah, being introduced to these characters through the letters is a very cool creative choice. A giant church. Well, probably fall 5 centimeters per second. You can see them together finally. I'm assuming they didn't see it together as kids. They could have, and then we just not seen it. But I feel like the train cutting them apart, and separating them was a very strong visual. The forecast said we'll have snow. Tokyo's getting snow now. Oh, that is a lot of information. Oh, it's just his travel schedule. It's just arrive, leave. Bro's something like that. Got someone to see. I'll be waiting at the station. Oh, I'm gonna be heartbroken if they don't get to meet each other here. Because you can hear how much he wants to see him, and then we can see in his actions, um, that he wants to see her, like him planning out and pining for it. Oh, and we were supposed to meet. Oh, oh, it's in the past. Oh my God, some of these, the way they're showcasing the light, especially with like the pink glow, is so beautiful. But she's very interesting as well, the way she's kindred spirits. We were both small and prone to illness. Didn't bother us because we had each other. Aw, cute. Yeah, it's depressing when your life doesn't pan out the way you always picture it. Especially because I, well, at least him, we definitely know. I feel like she has a crush on her, but I don't imagine he ever told her that. So I feel like it adds to them separating. First time I'd ridden those trains. It's also interesting. We're not hearing his current thoughts. It's him like thinking back on it in retrospect. I don't think they're gonna meet based we were supposed to meet when he said that. Nisho. There will be a 4 minute. Oh, oh, I do. God, is it just gonna? That flash to her waiting. Oh, she's going even far. Sorry. Oh my God, and you can. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Couldn't do anything. Oh, yeah, that is tragic because you could see her like she was fighting so hard to try and stay. It smelled cold, unique of urban snow. Oh my God. The train, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. And it's like all of it is so far like out of his control, which would just it sucks when it feels like you're fighting against the whole like the whole world is fighting against you, but just kind of have to persevere. Oh, just staring at the clock. The way they're building up, I really don't think he's going to get to see her, and that's oh my God, more delay. That is painful. And he's gonna, I feel like he's gonna do all of this work, and by the time he gets there, he's not gonna be able to see her. That I really love, especially like all the backgrounds and environment and everything. The art is so good. Our sincerest apologies. Oh my God. How the train stopped at each one. Yeah. That honestly, oh my God, yeah. That's gotta be a horrifically painful wait. Is he starting to? Oh, that expression. Yeah. Waiting like this is a terrible feeling. I hate waiting around. Oh, that focusing in on that was really nice. Hmm. You regretted it. Oh, I feel like that's gonna be he's especially if he doesn't get to see her, that's gonna be a painful goodbye. Um, or a painful memory, I mean, of not saying what he wanted to. There's so many things. Oh, also the way he's talking, did he not even give her this letter? Oh yeah, this is gotta be such an awful feeling. Because you can tell how much both of them really care about each other. God. I wonder, unless I missed it, I wonder exactly how far he had to go. Because it seems like he's going quite the distance. Oh my God. Oh, and now, as we've gotten closer, honestly, it seems like the atmosphere has also been shifting and the snow started, and now it's. Yeah, there's almost like a different visual vibe now. Dude, there is some incredible art in this, especially. Like, there's been some good. Oh no! Oh my god. Yeah, it is like the world is fighting against him. I definitely know that feeling, though. It is. Even though it's not what's happening, but sometimes it truly feels like everything is not working and is against you. Yeah, I love honestly how the closer we've gotten, the more like kind of gross it's out and snowy and dark and yeah, but just it's very aesthetically pleasing what they're doing with the light in this movie, especially all passengers. Oh my god. And like two stops ago when he's took. Oh, and then we're alone. Oh, that's. Oh, sorry about that. 2 hours. Es- Especially because I feel like more and more his anxiety's been building. He's kind of breaking. Yeah, that's painful. doesn't want her suffering in this way. I really like just like the because it's almost like the train itself is like kind of or I don't even know what exactly I'm trying to say, but like everything so like out for him that I feel like that's a lot of times when you're in your own feels or like struggling to fight through things, you're never you have a lot more control than you might think. Is this real? Please tell me this is real. Oh, I'm so glad they got to see each other. I really didn't think that I really didn't think it was gonna work out. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, just but I feel like this really solidifies how much they mean to each other. They're both willing to wait this and suffer through the effort to try and see each other. Oh God, more distance. Well, at least they got. I was worried we were gonna see this whole movie without them getting back to seeing each other. Oh, running ahead. Oh God, after that entire sequence of him struggling to make it here, it's so satisfying and relieving to actually see them together and talking. Not quite spring, but aw. I love how that ties around to the first moment we had with them. Heart and soul truly exist. Oh, so you're gonna have to. I honestly wasn't even expecting that getting a kiss, but I love. Mm, yeah, and there's always gonna be. Struggles and oh, so fucking cute. feel like this definitely um also showed them the difficulty of being so far apart. Which I'm sure I do not want to do. Oh, I'm so glad they got to meet up. The way. Oh, my heart. I was just thinking about that because I feel like, oh, she didn't give her. Oh, I feel like this is gonna put even more distance between them too because neither couldn't give them their true feelings. Episode 1. Oh, that was heartbreaking but beautiful. I I'm glad at the very least he kind of they at least got to meet up together because I was worried during that whole sequence with the train that we were not going to get to see them together, especially with that one line of dialogue where we were supposed to meet or something. Oh, kind of a heartbreaking end to that, but also really beautiful. Oh, is this? Whoa. What a shot. The wind blowing. Man, this movie has some incredible, like, especially like the background and everything. Cosmonaut. On to the next part. Yeah, I did also know that. I think it is like an anthology between their lives, like three separate stories at different jamming song in there. This is a new characters. I wasn't sure how many characters we were actually going to meet, or if we were just mostly going to be focusing on those two. But I wonder if we're going to try and or get to see them maybe moving on with their lives or just struggling now that they're alone. Archery club is sick as hell, though. Down to the beach. Yeah, and like the lighting in this movie is incredible. It's been a while since I've watched one of his movies, but they're always stunning. Kind of. Not quite, but wishes he did, I'm sure. Yeah, so they're introducing someone who has a crush on him, so I wonder if we are. It's going to be a story about moving on. Dude, I cannot get over all of these shots with like the sun and everything and the sky. It's so nice. Oh, interesting. And now we're almost looking at it from another character's perspective. Well, that sound effect was clean as fuck. I love that. I would love to see our main couple actually get together at the end of this movie, but I have a feeling that's not what we're building to. Especially just with like the sense of almost sadness that's been throughout the movie. But I would be happy for both of them to find happiness if that's not going to work out. Sorry, I'm just that's how stupid I sounded. Cute. God, starstruck. Oh, this is so fascinating that the second episode we're changing perspectives like this. Also, this girl is kind of adorable, by the way. Man, this OST, bro, it has a lot of aura just sitting there like that. Cute. Little pupper. God. There's such like a melancholiness, like sadness in his eyes. And I feel like he might be like neglecting his current life and focusing too much on the past and what never happened. Hmm. I relate to that. That was me my entire life. We didn't actually have write out things quite like that, but I guess we sort of did. It was just slightly different. Hmm. Little bit of animosity. Oh, this is sketchy. I feel like I don't very often see surfing in anime, to be honest. Kind of cool. That's relatable. Struggling, feeling like you're not actually living up to what you should be doing is a hard feeling to accept. Unfo- Dude, okay, she's got it. I was gonna say this show really likes to make it the world out for these characters. Not actually. That's just honestly how real life is. When all of a sudden you also have a string of just terrible shit happening constantly and just absolutely ruin your mood. It's honestly like one of the worst feelings ever. It's interesting that like we've spent almost more time with this girl than we spent with pain in my chest. Um, than like the other two of them because like were more listening to letters and stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Ooh. There's somewhere he wants to get back to. That is fair. And I feel like she's probably holding herself back because she can't go forward and confess. Oh, he definitely does not. Very relatable, actually, this movie. And also seems like what the core thing I'm getting out of this so far is sort of like, oh, awesome. Um, that like holding back your feelings and not actually going forward and just doing the thing is what is leading you to this more negative headspace and everything. But as you said, like, or they both said, hesitating is a hard thing to stop yourself from doing. But it seems like with her, that's her type of thing that she can't confess, and she also can't like decide her future. And then same for our main character, like they couldn't. Both of our like the main protagonists couldn't send out the letter. National Space Development Agency. Uh, oh man, that really caught him off guard. Journey will take years. I really love the OST in this. Oh, trying to force the sister to. Yeah, I can absolutely relate to this. Journey more lonely than I could possibly imagine. For the secrets of this world. Oh, wow. Oh, so is that what we were looking at the start? I didn't really say much about it, but I did notice like that sequence at the start. I just wasn't sure if it was didn't send it. Oh, so he's just writing him and just keeping him to himself. Honestly, probably since the day on that train. And it feels like both of them are kind of holding back. Honestly, it might be partially because they're hesitating, but also because, like, they didn't want to force that sadness that they felt after their kiss. Dude, there is some like absolutely stunning visuals in this. It keeps blowing me away like constantly. I've been enjoying the characters and the story that's being presented so far, but this was worth a rewatch just to see the visuals again. Are we gonna get to see her? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like I never see surfing in any anime. A little chillier. Felt a little. Oh man, compare this to the last time we saw her riding on the waves. Oh, oh, that's awesome. She might be my favorite character. Um, the way she was just talking about like how the world like was so much brighter and happier. That's a feeling I've definitely felt before. Does she actually get? I don't think he will accept, but I wonder if she actually gets to confess. Never gonna happen. I love the use of sound effects. Like in the first episode, it was the wind whirling, and this time the crickets. She kind of managed to do it. Mm. Oh, interesting. That parallel to her staying in the store last time. I'm sure he knows what's coming. I would assume so unless he's super dense. Oh. Oh, wow. And then bringing cuz they had her struggling to start it earlier. Might have. Well, this gives her another opportunity for chance. Like what? Like unnecessarily just incredible looking, and it's not even like hyper realistic or anything. Like the color choices are so vibrant and pretty. Yeah, the use of sound effects have been super effective. Stop being so nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, as the rocket goes. Dude, yeah, that shot, like, that could be a fucking nice screenshot of them looking up at that. I wonder if the final part will be focusing on, our main girl. Jesus Christ. Oh my. They made like fucking 20 amazing landscape shots there for like no reason other than just to be extra, and I'm here for it. I feel like I might be missing some of the symbol. Can't fucking speak. Um, Kind of what the rocket and the space and the cosmonaut aspect of this part of the episode or movie is trying to represent. So desperate to reach. Interesting. Oh, from everyone else. You're never going to be together. Yeah, right now it seems like he's kind of forcing himself through, always looking back at what he could have done and what he wants in the future that might not be possible. A good guy. Someone. Oh, I see. Okay, I get the a reason for it. Oh my god, that shot is spectacular. You'll still. That can be the hard truth about love. It does not always go both ways. Cosmonaut and I loved her. Um, Such a I feel like a bold choice to switch almost protagonists for that episode. We only have 14 minutes left, so I thought each episode was 22 minutes, but I guess it's slightly skewed. Oh yeah, there we go. I thought it froze for a second. Yeah, I really love that, but like such a bold choice to switch protagonists and almost have our main character like a look from the outside onto him. Oh, this is much farther in the future. Oh, the cherry blossom. Yeah, and if he looks like he might be graduate or in college or something, I feel like he really has to move on at this point. At that point, you're kind of holding yourself back, and oh, oh, what a parallel to the start. If I look back, she will too. Oh, God. I feel like she's not going to be there. We're not going to be looking back. Because it's been a long time and we haven't really been focusing on her, or at least in that last episode we didn't. So I feel like she might have moved on with her life, which is probably the good and correct thing to do, especially the fact that they never confessed or never really let their true feelings out besides the kiss. Who is he calling? Not picking up. Interesting. I don't. Trying to think if that's someone I should know who it is. I don't think so. I could just be dumb though. Wouldn't be the first time. Nice for him. Okay. Wedding. Yeah. So she definitely moved on. God, them not sending those letters really. Yeah, it was her wedding. That's to be fair. I thought where I thought we were building to. Days gone by. Hmm. Almost like an unfinished, forgotten emotions. But yeah, that's sad. So unless there it's a plot twist and they're getting married, which I don't think is happening, but that is mm, the focus on how his house looks, or apartment looks as well. Getting married. Oh, oh, interesting. Yeah, the use of lighting, like even in that, like the light on the chair. Yeah, it's very much like where I thought he's just coasting through life with almost regret and like a sadness around him. Well, kind of like how he hasn't gotten to the point where like the world brightens up by 1 centimeter. Are we leading up to end on that scene of them walking by each other. And that this isn't living. This is literally just going through the motions. The change in his voice acting as well. Oh, he quit his job. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, these subtitles are a bit messed up. I apologize about that. Oh, is this? A dream again. Oh, still 13 years old. Yeah, we never got to see them at the cherry blossoms. Yeah, we only got to see him go to like the tree in the winter. This song, I'll never find you there. Oh, and it almost kind of shows the difference it has on your life where she's moving forward and he's almost stuck. Are we just getting like a fucking music video A and B for the end of the movie? Maybe just a montage, but oh, the lyrics of the song as well. One time. Hmm. Oh, both of them staring at the mailboxes. Knowing I'd never find it. Man, these lyrics in this song as well. Even though I never could. Oh. Oh. Tragic, but beautiful in a way. Oh. I can't even hear my heartbeat. Wow. Very realistic and tragic story, though. Hmm. I feel like usually I prefer my stories to lean not into the more realistic aspects and stuff, but this hit shops on my. There's some bold direction choices in this as well, like from what characters we follow to ending with this song. Because I feel like so much of this story wasn't like directly thrown in your face as you were just meant to take your interpretation of it, and then having this to wrap it all together. Mm, I knew we were ending on this moment. She's not looking back, is she? The focus on the train also being the thing that separates them, and yeah, I knew it. Oh, he smiled a bit. Moving on finally. At least he understands and is moving forward. Is that the last shot of? Oh, the last shot of the movie be him looking at the her not being there behind the train and leaving and deciding to move on. What this is not at all. I mean, elements are what I was expecting. There's kind of like a through line through a lot of the movies from this filmmaker, but like, holy, was it just so beautiful, but like tragic and like, as I said, like sometimes the more realistic approach where you like um lean into like things not working out the way like you would want it to in like a fantasy or a story or something. I generally tend to shy away from, but this was super well done because if not, this would have been like super generic to be honest. And like the fact that like the way it threw us in like through the letters and like we really only sort of got to know the like um I feel bad. I'm so bad with names, so doing a movie can be hard for me. But like the main girl, her entire Akari or something like that. Um, yeah, her whole thing was like just we barely saw her. Like we saw it from the direction of the letters, and then also like her perspective on a few things, but it was mostly his perspective on her and even like the second episode, um taking away from our protagonist and then focusing on a secondary character who has a crush on them. I feel like it allows you to showcase a lot of I feel like the main through line of this movie is sort of like not regret like sharing the feelings that you have currently with someone despite like all of the hardships that might be there. um Telling someone how you actually feel and not having it slip away in that letter. um I feel like is one of the more important things because that also ties into like the other girl that we were introduced to. um and I love she almost had like the most happy-ish ending the way that like it was ended off. Um and that whole sequence of her talking about like almost like the world being brighter and more like just glowing really hit home with me. This movie got a tiny bit of a tear out of me, not like super bawling or anything, but I think that's just largely because of the way it was directed and stuff where we spent time with the characters, but at the same time, it was in just like different forms that I would normally see, so I didn't quite fully connect to everything, but I did like a lot of the emotions the characters were feeling with, the conflicts. I can really connect with like in the first episode, like the train. Almost like it felt like the world was fighting against him, and that's the feeling you get, especially as someone with like anxiety and depression and stuff. It's not what's happening most of the time. It's just shit happens. But when you're down in the dumps or in your field, it feels like the whole world is fighting against you, and it can be hard, really hard to push through that. Um, yeah, so that was really cool. And then the scene in the second episode, like all three of the episodes, are really amazing. And I just want to point out, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie quite do it like this, but that entire musical like sequence, like it was essentially like an AMV, was so amazing. Like I absolutely loved that. Um, I was such a treat. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this movie in the comments down below, and like any messages that I might have not understood, misinterpreted, or just didn't catch, or any like little moments, or um, just anything you think I might have missed. Because sometimes I don't always show a reaction to like moments. and I'm yapping about some things when I'm reading it. Um, like I would especially love to know like someone's interpretation of the rocket scene and why that was used. I feel like it was like reaching out from the clouds or something like that is what they were saying. I got it a little bit more, but I would just be interested to know your guys' thoughts on that and who your favorite character is and what your thoughts on the ending were. If you would have preferred a more happy ending with them getting together, or if you liked the more realistic and tragic, but almost leaves a little bit of hopefulness with that little smile he gives and he turns away and stops focusing on the past and is starting to move on. We didn't get to see much of that, to be fair, but I feel like we don't really need to. I feel like the moment of him accepting it is a really um, cool place to end the film. In general, like there's just a lot of cool choices with this, um, and I feel like it's not. I see why it's like separated into like three episodes and then put together in a movie because they work together super well, but they are distinct and there is a through line, but they are self-contained in a way. Um, it just works good as like an anthology type movie, is jumping around through life. Because even though we didn't spend like a ton of time with any of these characters, realistically, this is only an hour long movie. Um, the I feel like it really got to the core emotions of the characters, um, and less about like the less important things that like you would sometimes focus on, or like um even like the romance between the characters wasn't really the focus at all. It was more of just like a backdrop for showcasing the whole thing about like I think moving on, um not like looking back, and like I feel like it showcased like a lot of the message of the movie very well. But like the actual romance, like honestly, the two of them in the second episode work together a little bit better as like a romance because we actually saw them together and saw her crush on him and everything. Whereas the other ones, it was more about the idea and like um the whole aspect of like a lost love or someone in your life that you didn't quite get to the point where you would have liked to and then are always dwelling on it. Um and I feel like it's also kind of on purpose because like you don't get to like when you're communicating with someone over letters, while that is still really nice, it is not the same as being with someone in person and really getting to know them and seeing how they're changing and evolving as a person. When it's just like over letters, it feels very like you don't really know that character, and I feel like that was exemplified in the rest of the show as well, or the rest of the episodes. um but yeah, love to know your guys' interpretations of anything though. Because this came out like 2007, or it came out a while ago, I think. Um, so I'm sure it's been dissected to hell, but very incredible movie. I think the only thing that like I don't quite fully grasp is everything with the space and um the focus on that and dream sequences. Well, I generally get the idea. I just don't understand quite why we went with space. If there's something I'm missing, or if it is just like kind of about like reaching like out of there. There was a really good line, but honestly, I think my favorite scene and the one that teared me up a little bit was her coming to terms um with yeah this the sky felt a little higher. The outlines of clouds were, yeah, just like this whole thing is just incredible. I loved that. Probably my favorite moment from the entire movie. At least from a story perspective. There was some insane visuals in this movie, which I kind of expected going into it, but like I forgot just how amazing the landscapes and the environments and buildings and everything. Like, well, there was some good character acting and animation and stuff. The highlight for me was definitely all of like the lighting and the sky and the environment and the buildings and All of that looked so good. The lighting was just incredible, especially like anything where they were using like the cherry blossoms and like the pink glow that they had, like all of the city lights and everything, just fantastic. Yeah, it's very interesting because I feel like just I don't know how to properly describe it, but the way it's structured, it feels very different from a lot of movies. I feel like we would have. I think it might just because of like an anthology, so we're jumping around, but it feels like a lot of these moments we would have spent a lot more time in, if it was like an anime series or something like that. Um, but I think wrapping up into 1 hour makes pretty good because I don't think I would say the only loose end I would have is maybe I would want to see a little bit of his life after he moves on. But there is also something strong about ending on the moment where he like accepts it. Um, but very emotionally heavy movie where it's like very tragic in the way it's about dealing with the distance between people and um, like almost like long distance relationships and just losing someone to honestly it's honest kind of to time and not just distance because you grow apart and like they tried to keep in contact somewhat but it's kept growing more and more until they were much more distant um and like just a memory for the other person or at least for her he was more of like a memory whereas he was very much living in it for a very long time and honestly forcing himself to suffer because you kind of have to learn how to move on or at least fight for it. Because I think that is one of the things that I noticed the most in this movie is like the most we got him like fighting for was going through the storm and everything. Um, and he did get like a pay like, but that's also kind of what I mean though is like he actually got to see her, and they met up. But after this, not giving the letters to each other and just slowly letting that distance build up and up is really hard and makes it just more and more difficult as each day passes to actually get to the point where you're wanting to be. You sometimes even if it's rough around the edges, you just got to do it and pull the trigger and hope for the best. Um, because if it's wasn't going to work out in the first place, you might as well get it over with, and then you can actually start to move on with your life. Because I feel like since there was never like a confirmation or of them going out or even really their confession or anything like that, but they both loved each other. They were just waiting on that feeling for so long. Whereas if you actually have a confirmation, which he kind of got with the very end of the movie where she didn't look back, it actually allowed him to move forward. Whereas when you don't actually like confirm anything and just leave it up in the air, you just put yourself in a really rough spot to try and deal with everything. But yeah, I don't want to yap too much longer. I could break down the movie a little bit more, but for the most part, I got like most of my core ideas that I thought while I was thinking the movie. Um, Praised all the moments I really loved. I do want to just mention the sound design. I don't know if it's just because I've been paying attention to more and more recently. It's kind of a newer aspect of animation and or anime in general I'm paying attention to. But the sound design it was very impressive. There was a lot of really good moments where it got like the vibe and the feelings across super well. Especially like this whole sequence had a lot of great moments, but when they were in the like shack together and like the wind howling and everything was just so amazing. Yeah, but that is 5 centimeters per second. I hope you guys enjoyed this watch along. If you guys do have any movies, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I will try and add it to my plan to watch. And anime series will be harder for me to fit into my schedule, but if you want me to watch a movie, that is a lot easier for me to do because on a day where I'm not recording, I can just quickly load up, do a movie, give some commentary, and then give my thoughts at the end of it. And some movies and some stuff like this was really enjoyable. Not my favorite anime movie I've ever seen before. Um, So while there's a lot I can yap about it, some movies and some content will definitely have longer discussions. Um, Either just because I'm not like feeling it, or I just don't have a lot to say about some stuff. Movies are a little bit different. Like you can usually always yap about something, but some episodes of an anime, there's really only so much you could talk about. Um, that's why for the longest time I didn't follow like seasonal anime or anything. I just kind of watched whatever show and then watched all of it, or like all of the season that was out anyways. It is a kind of a better viewing experience a lot of the time. Some shows and some stuff works better weekly, but at least for movies, I feel like it's so self-contained and I'm able to dissect it fairly well. I'm no fucking literature or media expert or anything like that, but I've watched a lot of anime, so I feel like I have pretty good insight of what the authors are trying to portray and things like that. But yeah, I really want to know your guys' thoughts on this movie and just like um, what your interpretations of some of these scenes were, and especially would love to know what your opinions on the ending, because I think this is a rare case where I actually kind of prefer where it's not like a more happy ending, and I feel like it wouldn't work for what the author was trying to portray, or like the I guess filmmaker. It wasn't. I think this has a manga and light novel, but I think they came after. Like I think the anime or the movie was first. I think most all of his movies are. Um, yeah, but such a treat to be able to watch this with you guys. I will catch you later, and peace.